There are a lot of Mavericks in the Mega Man X series. Some are great, some are horrible, and some are just plain medium, which is why we're here today, to go over the most medium Maverick from every Mega Man X game, X through X8. Yep, you've heard that right, it's medium Maverick time. Mega Man X1, the first Mega Man X game ever made, has some of the best and most iconic Mavericks of all time, which is going to make it very hard to find one that's medium. I'm also going to be including Mega Man X on some of the Wiis I'm selling on Whatnot if you're interested in that, so go sign up! Wait, what? You don't know about the Wiis that I fixed with my bare hands by myself? Go watch that video, what are you doing? Anyway, finding the worst of these Mavericks was honestly easier just because that was more about finding the least best, but the most medium? I mean, none of these guys are medium. Are you kidding me? Even the worst Maverick is still great, but we have a job to do here, so I guess we should just start by getting the easy ones out of the way. Storm Eagle is not the most medium. He's too cool, but we all knew this. Boomer Kawanger also is not the most medium because he's my favorite. If you saw my video on the best Maverick from every Mega Man X game, you would have known that already though, so shoutouts to my subscribers, the best gamers on the planet. Armored Armadillo is probably the cutest Maverick ever and one of my personal favorites, so he can't be medium. I want a stuffed animal of this guy, Capcom. You'd make millions. Don't let us down. Sting Chameleon is also way too cool to be medium. I've never been able to articulate this in the way that I want to, but I just love this guy. I used to hate him as a kid because I thought his boss fights and stage were pretty hard, but now that I'm an adult, I'm actually good at video games, so that's not really a problem anymore. And I'm sure my subscribers have never had that problem either. Haha, am I right, subscribers? High five. High five me right on the like button. That's my hand. The like button. High five. Spark Mandrill also just can't be medium. He's a fan favorite and he's beautiful. He may not be my favorite Maverick or anything, but I gotta give the guy the respect he deserves by officially declaring him as above medium. Plus, he is a monkey and I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I like monkeys. This leaves Chill Penguin, Launch Octopus, and Flame Mammoth. Those of you who have watched the worst Mavericks video already know the answer here, but this is gonna be a hard pill to swallow. I guess we can start by saying I've already declared Launch Octopus as the worst, so it can't be him. But in that video, it was between Launch Octopus and Flame Mammoth for being the worst, and Launch Octopus barely won. Again, I like all of these Mavericks, so don't take this the wrong way, but nearly tying with the worst Maverick has got to make you sub-medium, right? I mean, if tying with the worst doesn't make you sub-medium, I don't know what does. This, of course, means that Chill Penguin must be the most medium, which is probably shocking. I mean, it was shocking for me and I made this video. But think about it, guys. Despite being cool and being a penguin, he's not on the same level as Storm Eagle, but he also doesn't really have any flaws. I could see an argument being made for Spark Mandrill being the most medium, or maybe Armored Armadillo, but I like both of those Mavericks way too much to do that. Chill Penguin, on the other hand, I still love though, which is why this is hard. I actually kind of like him more than both of those other bosses, but we try to keep things objective here on the Tooterp YouTube channel, right? Right, guys? I can't let my personal opinions get in the way of these considerably momentous choices. I mean, once these videos are out, that's it. The most medium Maverick has been declared forever. And because of that, I'm sorry, Chill Penguin, but you were the most medium Maverick from Mega Man X. Mega Man X2, the second Mega Man X game ever made, is a masterpiece. But this game has Mavericks that are less consistently good than the other game. Don't get it twisted, I love Mega Man X2 and its Mavericks, every single one of them. I'm just saying it's probably going to be easier to pick the most medium Maverick. First of all, it's not Wheelgator. This guy is my favorite Maverick and I love crocodiles. Morph Moth is also not going to be the most medium because he is a beautiful butterfly, and despite my hatred for bugs, I do like butterflies. Bubble Crab is also a personal favorite, so there's no way he's the most medium. Plus, his theme is an absolute banger, and I don't want to hear any objections down there in the comment section. If I see anyone disagree, I will finally release the video for the worst song from every Mega Man X game, which I haven't made yet, and I'll choose your favorite song as the worst from every Mega Man X game. Anyway, Flame Stag is also amazing and another one of my favorites. He was probably my favorite as a kid just because of how awesome his stage and battle are. Plus, his flames turn blue. That's awesome. I love blue. Blue blue isn't a medium color. Crystal Snail is also blue, so you might be thinking that he's good too, but no! Crystal Snail sucks, I hate that guy. He once asked to borrow one of my Super Nintendo games and he never gave it back. He moved away and I haven't seen him since. If I see you in the streets, Crystal Snail, it's on sight. I hate you and I'm gonna punch you in the head. Overdrive Ostrich is getting closer to being medium, but I just can't do it, guys. I like this guy way too much. I mean, objectively, he's not medium. This leaves Wire Sponge and Magna Centipede. This is a close battle between the mid-lords here because both of these guys are just fine. There's nothing wrong with them, but also there's nothing super cool about either one of them. Wire Sponge actually looks kind of ugly and does a weird dance, while Magna Centipede is a bug, so I guess they both have some flaws, but nothing that bad. I will say though, Magna Centipede's stage is reused in the final level of the game, which does make me want to say he's a little bit less medium, but then again, Wire Sponge's stage has weather, which is pretty cool. Well, whether that changes, I guess all the stages have weather by technicality, but you know what I mean. So it all comes down to this question: which is more medium, having changing weather or having your stage make a reappearance as the final stage? Well, when you put it like that, I've got to say Wire Sponge is the most medium. Having changing weather is a really cool gimmick, but I could just go outside and see a stage that has weather if I really want to. Not that I ever would. I never go outside. I just sit indoors all day playing Mega Man and fixing Wiis. But Magna Centipede, you better not get too cocky about this because you were just barely not the most medium. You're lucky Capcom's development team got lazy on the last stage. Wire Sponge, on the other hand, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you are the most medium Maverick from Mega Man X2. Mega Man X3 may be my favorite Mega Man X game, but I will say its Maverick lineup is not as iconic as the original Mega Man X. But there are still no bad Mavericks in this game. I mean, I chose Tunnel Rhino as the worst Maverick just because he's so generic, which would have been perfect for this video, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there, which is now. We're crossing that bridge right now. Volt Catfish is not the most medium. I know it's controversial how much I like this weird looking boss, but this guy is way too polarizing to be the most medium. Do you get it? It's Volt Catfish and I said polarizing. That has something to do with electricity, right? Crush Crawfish is also another guilty pleasure of mine. I never eat crawfish, but I love this boss fight and I even like his design. I don't care what you think of his oversized hand, claw things, I like him, and that's an objective take. Blizzard Buffalo is far too cool to be medium, plus he's large and in charge, plus he's the easiest Maverick, so by my calculations he can't be medium. Toxic Seahorse is too crazy looking to be medium. Even if mathematically this guy was the most medium, which he's not, I wouldn't be able to make myself say it because he's too crazy looking. I mean, look at him. Does this look like a medium Maverick to you? You know what? Don't answer that. You guys down in the comment section are crazy sometimes. This means it's between Gravity Beetle, Blast Hornet, and Neon Tiger. Now, Neon Tiger is getting into medium territory, but I'm pretty sure that's fake Mega Rob Dad's favorite Maverick in this game, and I can't do that to old fake Mega Rob Dad. Gravity Beetle, on the other hand, is completely carried by his theme song. Design-wise, he's pretty medium, and even his boss fight doesn't feel like anything outstanding, but man, that theme song, whew, gotta love it, guys, which means Blast Hornet is the most medium. This guy is fine. There's nothing wrong with him other than the fact that he is a bug, and he probably even helped inspire the design for Hornet Man from Mega Man 9, which is nice, but I mean, he's just a pretty standard boss all around. Honestly, I should have just picked Tunnel Rhino as the worst and the most medium Maverick, since the whole reason I thought he was so bad was because he was very generic, but what's done has been done. Sorry, Blast Hornet, you're the most medium Robot Master from Mega Man X3. Mega Man X4, the first Mega Man X game not on the Super Nintendo, and wow, would you look at that, it's also the first Mega Man X game on the PlayStation 1. This game has the most variation between its Mavericks that we've seen so far in this video, and by that I mean it has some of the coolest Mavericks, some of the lamest, and some of the most medium. First of all, Magma Dragoon. We all know this guy is not medium at all. My man does Street Fighter moves in his boss battle, and he's one of the coolest fire-themed Mavericks of all time, if not just straight up the coolest Maverick. He even has backstory with Mega Man X and Zero, which is the first time we have ever seen something like this in a Mega Man X game. Storm Owl, on the opposite side of the spectrum, is very lame. He's a knockoff of Storm Eagle and not even a good one. I do like owls in real life, but apparently I don't like them in Mega Man. Split Mushroom is a fun guy who most people consider to be medium, but this guy is way too funny to be medium. I mean, he was based off Toad from Mario, for goodness sakes. What's funnier than that? Frost Walrus, much like Blizzard Buffalo, is both too cool and large and in charge, so there's no way he's he's the most medium. Plus, just like Blizzard Buffalo again, he's the easiest Maverick in this game. Though, really all the Mavericks are pretty easy in X4 as far as me and my subscribers are concerned. And I'm not just saying that because we're good at Mega Man, guys. X4 does have some easy Mavericks. Jet Stingray is getting into the medium territory, but he's too weird looking to be medium. His fight is also probably the hardest in the game, which, like we've established, doesn't mean much, but it does at least mean he's not medium. Cyber Peacock also can't be the most medium because he's pretty beautiful, and I got a comment a long time ago saying he's a femboy. I'm not sure how that's possible, but if that's true, he can't be medium. It's impossible. This means it's between Slash Beast and Web Spider. Both of these guys are very generic and each have solid arguments to be made as to why they should be the most medium, but I think Slash Beast is just a little bit cooler than Web Spider, which makes him slightly above medium. Come on, Slash Beast is one of the most generic names with one of the most generic designs ever, but somehow he pulls it off pretty well. Speaking of generic though, Web Spider. I mean, I'm not the most creative guy ever, you've seen my videos, but Web Spider? That's the adjective you came up with? Web? Look, maybe it's just my hatred for Bugs talking here, but there's no way this guy is less medium than Slash Beast. So Web Spider is officially the most medium Maverick from Mega Man X4. With the first half of the Mega Man X games taken care of, it is of course time to move on to the second half of the Mega Man X games. But gamers, I have some bad news. Somebody sent me a bomb! I don't know how to defuse this thing. I mean, it's gonna go off any minute and I can't defuse it. So if you guys don't subscribe right now, I'm going to explode! Mega Man X5, the game notorious for its random explosions, is the perfect game to go over after the incident I just had to deal with. The level with those bombs, of course, is the Skyverse level. This guy looks pretty cool, but his fight is annoying, and I think he looks more like a kangaroo, which is way too much controversy for this guy to be medium. Axel the Red is beautiful and named after Guns N' Roses, as we all know. Yeah, he's not gonna be medium, sorry. Squid Adler is stupid and I hate him, so I'm not gonna give him the pleasure of being the most medium Maverick. Duff McWhalen is once again cool and large and in charge, so you know the drill. Easy Glow may be a bug, but I hate to say this, he's kinda cute. I mean, look at him. Fireflies are one of the few bugs I actually enjoy in real life, so I guess this does make sense, but his design is just great and I actually do like him. I'm not trolling either, stop asking. Dark Dizzy reminds me of Dr. Mindbender from G.I. Joe, which is a good thing, so he's not gonna be the most medium. Plus, he also reminds me of Shade Man from Mega Man 7, who reminds me of Mr. Burns, who makes me laugh whenever I watch The Simpsons. So obviously Dark Dizzy can't be the most medium, duh. This means we're having the first official mid-off between Grizzly Slash and Matrix. Grizzly Slash is medium for all the same reasons as Slash Beast from Mega Man X4, except this guy not only isn't nearly as cool, he also just copied the other guy. And Slash Beast wasn't worth copying, why didn't you try copying Magma Dragoon? Well, that's what Matrix tried to do, I guess, and instead of being a fire dragon, this guy is a fire dinosaur, which is really weird if you think about it. Like, if you're gonna be a fire dinosaur, or more specifically a fire T-Rex, you might as well just be a dragon, but whatever. Matrix is probably the most generic design between these two guys, but he's so utterly disappointing that I'm giving the most medium Maverick award to Grizzly Slash. I mean, he was literally asking for it. Slash Beast was already so close to being the most medium, and this is an even more medium version of that guy? Frick you, Grizzly Slash, not because I hate you or anything. I don't hate you, for the record, you just copied a medium Maverick, which I think is stupid. You were the most medium Maverick from Mega Man X5. Mega Man X6 gets a lot of hate, and I won't say it's for no reason, but I do think this game is super overhated. Eventually, I will bring my Let's Play series over to Mega Man X, and I'll show you some cool tricks that make this game a lot more fun. But anyway, we have a job to do. Commander Yarmark is a true homie. I like this guy a lot. His design is cool, his fight is fun, plus, I like his glasses. So there's no way he's the most medium, or even medium at all. Blizzard Wolfang is also super cool, and he's one of my favorite bosses, but he has one major flaw, which is the fact that he looks like an enemy when he's on all fours. I mean, come on, you agree. If he didn't look like an enemy, he'd have one of the coolest designs and could be my favorite Robot Master, but Blizzard Wolfang really dropped the ball with this one. Just look different, dude. Why do you look like that? Stop looking like that. Blaze Heatnix may have one of the most annoying stages of all time, and he may have single-handedly caused me to stop eating donuts, but as a boss, he's really not that bad. He does suffer from the classic Mega Man X6 Muppet syndrome just a little bit, which takes away from some of his swag, but but he's still not going to be the most medium. Ground Scaravich is stinky because he literally attacks you with his own poo-poo. Sub-medium, and it's not even worth discussing. As a matter of fact, sub-medium is not even the word to use for this guy. This guy is so far below medium that he's probably dying from the pressure. Infinity Majinion has a great design if you're looking at the stage select screen, but once you get into his fight, it's a different story. Luckily for him, his stage music is one of the best in the game, so I can't call him the most medium. Now you might be thinking, hey, that has nothing to do with the boss. But I don't care. These most medium videos are based purely on how I feel, or in other words, objective fact. You may also be thinking, hey, this is a little late to bring up your criteria for this video. And to that I say, just watch the whole video every time I upload and it won't matter anyway, okay? Anyway, Rainy Turtleoid is way too big to be considered medium. He's definitely a large, which means it's between Metal Shark Player and Shield Sheldon. These are two Mavericks I do like in general, but they land right in the middle of the pack as far as, well, everything goes. The main arguments for both of these guys is that Shield Sheldon looks the most like a Muppet, which might pull him away from being medium, while Metal Shark Player has a crazy name, which might pull him away from being medium. This is a tough choice, honestly, especially since Metal Shark Player has a better design, but you know what? I think his name is honestly what saves him. How can you be named Metal Shark Player and be medium? Well, I'll tell you how. You can't, meaning Shield Sheldon is the most medium Maverick from Mega Man X6. Mega Man X7 is probably the most hated Mega Man X game of all time due to being a bad game, but that's not why I hate it. I hate it because it wasn't released on the GameCube. What the heck was up with that, Capcom? I just had Command Mission X, which granted is probably better than this game, but that's for a future video. First of all, we all hate Flame Hyenard. Calling him medium would be too much of a compliment for this guy, so frick you, Flame Hyenard. Tornado Tunyon is also way too funny to be medium, so let's go ahead and eliminate him from this list. I chose Vanishing Gungaroo as the best Maverick in this game, but I kind of regret that decision because I low-key hate that guy, but it is set in stone, so I guess he can't be medium. Why did I do that? I hate Vanishing Gungaroo. Why would I make that choice? Goth Storm Eagle is cool looking, but he stole Storm Eagle's whole flow, so we can't just give this guy any credit for what he's achieved, meaning I guess he could be a good candidate for the most medium, but I just can't do it. Soldier Stone Kong is super cool and probably my actual favorite Maverick from this game, so he can't be medium. Plus, I don't know if you know this, but he is a monkey. I hate Splash Warfly. He's so annoying, so he can't be medium. He's almost as bad as Flame Hyenard, but not quite, just because he spends more time underwater in silence, which is a word that Flame Hyenard has never heard of. This means it's between Ride-Borsky and Snipe Anteater. Both of these guys I'd say are pretty good candidates for the most medium, so process of elimination wasn't even really necessary, but it's a good way to avoid comments saying, but what about this guy that you didn't mention, when I forget to mention Storm Eagle in a Worst Mavericks video. Anyway, with both of them being medium, it's a hard choice, but I will say Snipe Anteater at least has an interesting stage, and I guess you could say the same thing about his design, I guess. Also, by stage I mean boss fights room. His stage itself isn't great, but that boss fight room, that's kinda unique, right? I guess. While Ride-Borsky is literally an enemy from Mega Man X2, which is offensive to me. Not offensive enough to save this guy from being the most medium though. So you hear that, Ride-Borsky? You are the most medium Maverick from Mega Man X7, which is an awful title to have. Mega Man X8, the alleged improvement to Mega Man X7, is full of gimmicks that also have to be taken into account while finding the most medium, which is going to be fun. Allegedly. Burn Rooster, the man with the innuendos, is far too cool to be the most medium Maverick, as I'm sure you all know, even though really he's hot. Gigabolt Man-O-War, on the other hand, looks super cool, and I've always loved his design, and even if you have grievances towards this man, which is understandable, I think we can all agree he's not medium. Bamboo Pandemonium is a giant panda, plus his name is a pun, so I think he can speak for himself. But if he can't, then you could always just listen to his lawyers. Optic Sunflower is from Plants vs. Zombies, and I like that game, so I'm not gonna let this guy end up on the most medium list. Are you kidding me? Earthrock Trilobite is ugly. Enough said. Gravity Antonion may be the thickest Maverick of all time, so there's no way he could ever be medium. I mean, my goodness, have you seen this guy's badonkadonk? That's the most dangerous thing in this entire game. So it's between Dark Mantis and Avalanche Yeti. Two Mavericks I don't hate, but I also don't love. I assume you guys feel similarly. Man, if only there was a word for that feeling. Dark Mantis feels like a pretty basic and medium Maverick, but I've gotta say, Avalanche Yeti might just take the cake here. He not only has a bike riding stage, which is a very medium gimmick, but he also looks like an enemy. A big enemy, sure, but an enemy nonetheless. I guess you could argue he looks more like a mini-boss like the one from Rockman and Forte than an enemy, but that only helps my main point. He doesn't look like a Maverick, and he needs a new design. Dark Mantis, on the other hand, just looks weird. Not weird in a bad way, but weird enough to avoid being called medium. So congratulations, Avalanche Yeti, I guess. You are the most medium Maverick from Mega Man X8. Well, those were indeed the most medium Mavericks from every Mega Man X game, X through X8. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this medium video, but if you didn't, it's your own fault, because you guys requested this. That's why I made this video, because of you guys, so yeah. I don't even know how to end this video. So, I hope I don't explode again.